Welcome back, dude and dudettes, to another wild episode of Send It Mate. We're here to talk about all things hunting and outdoors. And today, we've got something that'll keep your gear running smoother than a dingo's getaway.
That's right. Our show is brought to you by High Caliber, the gun and knife oil company that knows how to keep your firearms and blades in tip-top shape.
High Caliber is like the secret sauce for hunters, anglers, and outdoorsy folk everywhere. It's like the magic potion that makes your gun and knives happier than a dog with two tails.
You know, guys, I've been using High Caliber oil for a while now, and let me tell you, it's the duck's nuts. My rifle practically sings a lullaby when I take it out hunting.
And speaking of lullabies, ever tried sneaking up on a deer with a squeaky gun? It's a prime way to end up with no venison in the freezer. You'll be hungrier than a vegan at a bacon festival.
Absolutely. But with High Caliber oil, your gun will be quieter than a ninja in moonlight. You'll be stalking your prey with the grace and stealth of a mountain lion.
High Caliber doesn't just keep things quiet, it also prevents rust and corrosion, so you won't find your gear looking like it spent a season at the bottom of a creek.
That's right, and for you knife enthusiasts out there, High Caliber has got you covered too. Your trusty blade will slice through anything smoother than butter on a hot biscuit.
So, folks, don't let your gear become a rusty, squeaky mess. Head on over to highcaliber.com.au and grab a bottle of their oil today.
And if you use the code SENDITMATE at checkout, you'll get a special discount. I say again, use the code SENDITMATE for all your oil slick, stealthy hunting needs.
Thanks to High Caliber, you'll be sending it in style and silence.
So, gear up, oil up, and send it, mate. High Caliber, the ultimate oil for the ultimate hunter.
What up? Welcome to another episode.
G'day, how you going?
Yeah. We are back,
buddy.
We are back for this is what are we? Episode 6?
Of season 2.
That's almost halfway.
And who are you?
I'm Ryan. Who are you?
I'm Caleb.
And
Who
I'm
is that?
Boris.
You're Boris.
Boris.
What?
We've got
Boris.
a new member of the team this week, Boris.
We're trialing him because Josh was shit.
I can't take you serious when you're wearing sunglasses
Yeah.
at night inside. God.
I wear my sunglasses.
So Ryan is blind and he forgot his glasses, so he's wearing his prescription sunnies indoors tonight.
Yeah, because I'm fucking cool.
He's got his hat on backwards. He's
Yeah.
got his Amity Affliction t-shirt on.
Rocking it. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm just all rock and roll. Rolling in red hot, baby. That's it. So, all right, we'll kick this episode off. The point of interest this week is we went on a little bit of a quick scoot out to some hunting grounds. It was quite nostalgic, actually. I think it was where we've been hunting since we were young. Well, since I think Josh, you were the youngest.
Yeah. I think I started hunting there when I was 13, actually.
Yeah, it's a little bit north of Orroroo is where we were.
Yeah.
And it was dry.
Very bone dry.
Yeah, very dry.
Yeah, but that we had some good times. It was good getting out and about, and I think I slept better and gotten more sleep in a swag in the middle of the desert than I have at my house.
In the middle of the desert.
Yeah, it's not quite desert, but it's
Look, it was actually quite like delightful at nights of the evening. Like the weather wasn't
It's
like
sorry, it's
stone
what?
cold. Delightful.
Quite delightful.
Delightful. Yeah.
That's quite a delightful thing.
No,
to
it
have.
was good. It was dry. There wasn't much about. We went back to our grassroots and did a bit of spotlighting. We got a few
It was
foxes.
all right. Yeah, and the other side of the thing is we took out one of our mates that had not been out before.
Hey Dan,
Hayden, shout out to Hayden. I don't know what his handle is or what he even does with his spare time when
He's Hayden.
he's just Hayden. Hey dog. I know that he listens, so shout out to the big man. Yeah, no, it was good actually. Having been out with someone, and it was I quite enjoyed just on the fly passing on information. It's the things that you take for granted. You know,
Well, we were discussing a few of these things actually. Like we've all done it together for so long now. It's sort of you don't even second guess what we're doing. And then when you've got someone brand new, you go, oh, shit, that's the stuff we remember that he hasn't even been taught. We actually better tell him. We can't just get shitty with him and not tell him. So we had to point a few things out. Like, you know, when we're spotlighting and someone's got the spotlight, because there's 3 of us up on the tray, 2 with rifles over the roof. Even something basic like just sort of leaning down so you can the person on the spotlight can easily go over the top of you. It's just something you had to point out, which Couchy did.
I quite enjoyed it. It gave me a bit more of a sense of how far I'd come as well.
Yeah, it definitely does
Like
give
how
you
much,
a good
how
gauge.
much you know, because I think I remember my first trip out was when we went to like big long trip with you boys when we went over to Victoria, and I was having similar conversations but on the other end of it, and then you sort of, what do they say, like when you teach you learn a second time.
Yeah, I call it the natural evolution of a hunter as well, like what you're touching on, taking on someone new and like showing them the ropes and things. You get just as much satisfaction seeing them succeed as if you were behind the rifle, if not more actually, because you're like, well, you know, it's like what you've been doing is tried and tested, and you're passing it on to them, and you know,
And it was
you
good
get
fun.
to see their enjoyment.
It was good fun. You know what? I'd drink to that.
Today's drink of choice is Jack.
Jack Daniels, we're mixing it up a little bit. We've strayed a little bit from the traditional port, the go-away pipe that we.
Realistically, we just forgot to buy some. Because the
true.
podcast is at my place now. Like the nearest bottle is like half an hour away.
Yeah,
This is a drink of, well, what was available basically, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you can drink what
They're
you're on if you
warm,
want.
so it's not
next
ideal.
week we'll be on the schnapps. So
Schnapps.
the schnapps. I just like saying that. The schnapps.
The schnapps.
So anyway, what is our topic for this week, fellas?
Well, it's quite fitting that our POI was down the nostalgia route, because this week our topic is That's a Classic.
That looked like it was quite hard for you to get out
I
there,
know.
but
I was going to say that is a classic, and then I just paused awkwardly. So let's say
he struggles with pronouncing them.
let's say it properly. I've been hanging around you too long.
Can't you master basic English yet? God.
That's a classic is the topic this week. Let's discuss. And first off is Ryan.
Well, when I think classic, I think it's the first thing that you think of that's been around for a while. So I'm gonna put it to you like this.
The Earth.
Yes, you're right, Josh. How did you know?
I just know. But
You're a smart guy. You know, you've got your grasp on the English language so well. You just thought you progressed a little bit. Science, bitch. So if you're, let me put it to you like this: if you're a gangster, right, back in like the late 1800s, early 1900s, what would be your weapon of choice?
typewriter. If we're talking America, you know, it'd definitely be the typewriter. Bloody hell.
Weapon of choice would be the typewriter.
No,
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Good God. It's the slang for the Thompson machine gun. That's what it was called, was a typewriter.
I didn't know that, the typewriter.
Oh, really?
He's thinking literal typewriters. Right?
Oh, my God.
I'm
What are you
like-
doing? I'm going to bash my gangster friends with my typewriter.
You're writing a strongly worded letter.
Bunch of gangsters
Dear
trekking around in a car
Mr.
with typewriters.
Dear Mr. Gangster, fuck you.
It wouldn't even be like, it'd be like, dear Mr. Gangster, sir, I am extraordinarily annoyed and very upheaved at the way that your mannerisms came across in the present conversation.
You sound like you belong in the 40s.
I was born in the wrong era.
Yeah, look, the typewriter, man, that's an easy one. Like the weapon of choice in the States, I reckon would have been the Thompson. Here, on the other hand, I don't know. Like when you look back at like Ned Kelly, and that's a classic. He's a classic dude.
Well, think hand-to-hand combat. Like what, outside of the realm of just firearms, what would you think they would carry?
Well, we had the razor gang here in Australia. They carried razor blades in the brim of their, what's that cap thing called?
Yeah, that didn't originate.
You took
in
them Peaky
Australia.
Blinders
It's Peaky
style?
Blinders.
No. We had a razor gang here in Australia. Actually, I don't think they had razor blades. I think
they
they
used
used
cutthroats.
cutthroats.
Yeah,
Sorry.
cutthroat
gang.
Yeah.
You were getting Peaky Blinders and
Sorry, yeah, I
Underbelly
was.
mixed up there.
Yeah. Two different
Well, that's a pretty discreet weapon, I guess.
So the old knuckle dusters.
Brass knuckles.
Yeah,
Brass
brass
knuckles.
knuckles.
Yeah. I love a good pair of brass knuckles.
That show, Lawless, with Tom Hardy, how he's got the brass knuckles.
Oh, the
That's
sound
it.
effects.
He uppercuts that dude.
Yeah, and just like crack.
Yeah,
The sound
God.
effects team on that movie were on point.
Yeah.
It just you could feel it.
He actually, they had to change his wardrobe for that because he got too big playing Bane in Batman and he wasn't supposed to be that big. So they had to change his wardrobe to make him look smaller.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
You've been doing your research, and it's because you think you look like him. So you want to know all the Tom Hardy facts.
Bruh.
Have you told you look like Tom Hardy?
He did.
When I was younger,
You're looking in the mirror and going, "You, sir, look like a movie star."
when I was younger and not had like sunburnt skin, sunburnt damaged
It's
skin.
his celebrity crush.
No way. No, everyone reckons I look like you, or you look like me because you're like a smaller version of me.
But I'm older than
younger.
you, so you'd look like me.
Yeah, but you're smaller than me, so.
But
I'm telling you, you two look nothing alike.
No,
Really?
when we were younger, if you get a
Oh,
photo,
like the young,
Yeah.
skinny nerd versions of
yeah,
themselves.
like
yes.
the braces and the glasses,
100%.
And yeah,
so that's the German background.
yeah,
It's the schnapps.
the schnapps,
The schnapps.
Josh has erased that version of
Sprechen Sie,
himself.
dick. No, well, let's just go back to the.
Okay, so where are you going with this? Classic.
Well, there's the classic gangster weapons of choice, right? So you got the knuckle dusters, which are just fucking fun. You got the old knife, right? And then there's the classic revolver. There is a weapon that was designed in the late 1860s that incorporated all of these things.
Ah, yes. I do know. It was like I've seen this actually. It was like a brass ring and it fired a very, very small projectile.
So on the similar track, but no, it was called the Les Apache. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's it was made notorious, I guess, by the French underworld gangsters because it was literally like the barrel of a revolver, like a 7mm, and then it would have knuckle dusters for the handle that would fold in on itself, and it'd have a knife that'd fold out in the front of the revolver.
That's
like-
ingenuity. You know?
It is. I mean, it's fucking useless because it didn't have any range on it whatsoever, and the blade was just apparently flimsy as fuck because you couldn't but it would fold into like a compact. It was like a Swiss Army knife, but it was like a Swiss revolver knife duster.
Okay.
But it was, yeah, it was.
I think
called
I've seen a
the
photo
Les
of that.
Apache. So it was. They go for about $4,000 now US.
Yeah, that's
They're-
nuts.
Yeah, for a useless thing that was.
And I'll just pull
not
out my
practical.
CNC and make you one.
Yeah, that's right. It was
For
well,
$2
back then. It was a bit of sort of ingenuity that went into it, but it was like the design originated in Belgium, but it was quite. Sorry,
Was that a joke?
What just happened there?
Holy shit.
that was like a half a cough and a snort at the same time.
Wow.
Burps now.
I'm just struggling to take you seriously with those glasses on.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
pretty bad.
it's like trying to talk to someone who's hungover and doesn't want to make eye contact with you.
Yeah, man. No, I'm leading that rock and roll lifestyle, bro.
Or we're like looking at, what are those? Jackass, dude. What's the. Oh, he used to wear sunnies all the time.
Oh, Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do I look like Johnny
A
Knoxville?
little bit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm
Not at
picking
all.
up
Not
the
at-
vibes. Yeah, for sure. No, I look at myself in the mirror and I say I look like Johnny Knoxville, so it's a
You
thing
won't
now.
jump on me cows, go for a ride.
Never say never.
I think what happened there was he sort of tried to stifle a burp,
I think you're right.
and that's why we probably don't drink Jackson Coke while
It's
we're
very
recording a
bubbly.
podcast. It's very bubbly.
These guys just need to grow some.
Grow some what? Tomatoes.
So I can feed him to a koala like you do.
Yeah.
I like where you're going with this, actually, Ryan.
It's just like it's getting all of the classics. So like you got the revolver, you the flick knife, and then the dusters all in one.
Yeah.
And it just looks fucking cool.
That comes down to the old pump action 12 gauge. That's pretty.
how does
pretty
that? How is
gangster.
that related to a pump
how
action
is that
12
relating?
gauge?
No, I'm saying like a gangster weapon, like a pump action 12.
That's not
but
that's
it
not
depends on the
multifunctional though.
No,
No, not multifunctional. I'm saying
Tommy
from
gun.
his broader
The
topic.
Tommy, if you were like 90s gangster, the Tommy gun, the typewriter, as you would say, where they write letters.
I feel like they had, like Josh was saying with the razor gangs, they just had a signature weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would I want my
It's like branding.
what would I want my 1800s gang to have as a signature weapon?
A muzzle loader.
No, man, I'd be like sledgehammers. Just fucking sledgehammers with a sledge gang. And we'd stand there and hurl insults at our enemies before we knock their heads in with our sledgehammers. Because we're the sledge gang.
Like let's not incite violence.
Oh no, we don't condone violence.
It's 2021, man. You got to love
This
it.
is a hypothetical. When talking about our dream team for gangsters, if you will.
I don't know. Maybe swords or
Look out! Here comes the sword gang.
or axes or some shit. I don't know.
It's like Kung Fu Hustle.
This is not something I've put a lot of thought into.
Yeah.
Yeah, not very many people do. I think about it all the time.
It's a question without notice.
Yeah,
It's a question. It's a
what would
question
your-
for our listeners.
What would your signature weapon be for your gang?
Yeah.
If I had a gang,
Mine, I believe now it would be like if it was a gang this day and age, it would be powerful words. That would be your weapon of choice.
Oh, haven't you heard of the keyboard warrior gang?
yeah, they're a real thing, a real threat.
Yeah.
Keyboard
Bloody hell.
warriors. If you're a keyboard warrior, you can go fuck yourself.
That's very harsh.
No, it's not.
How do I
It's-
get in
it's an
trouble?
accurate description.
This is coming from a man who deliberately likes to go on Facebook
Just to fuck with people.
just to prompt
Argue.
people to just
Argue for the sake
Rage.
of arguing.
It's just it's funny because people take it so seriously. You're literally in a world that's extracted from reality and it becomes people's entire world. And then you go, well, fuck, go outside, mate. If you're getting so upset about, we're getting real deep here, aren't we? But if you're getting so upset about words on a screen, I think you need to reassess your life.
turn the computer off, go outside, have a real experience.
Get a gun, go hunting,
Yeah, go hunt. We'll go fishing.
go exploring, go fucking plant a tree somewhere.
You know what?
Just don't do it on my place.
I'm going to
'cause
have the
there's
wet
plenty.
fish gang. We're just going to slap people with fish. That's our
It
signature.
comes, but it'd have to be like an Atlantic salmon, not like a
swordfish.
sword.
There you go.
Swordfish game.
You're putting the two together, your swords and your fish.
You can, it's all like
No.
the detective music comes along and then it pans down. The guy's grab, and there's a fucking swordfish that skewered a guy to a door.
We're going to have
Like-
some sort of import-export
Swordfish gang struck
racket,
again.
and we're going to smuggle diamonds inside fish.
What's that?
then-
But you'll do it in like puffer fish
And
just to
then-
throw the feds.
Exactly, and then double up and just that's our weapon of choice. Slap people with fish.
I'd throw blue-ringed octopus at people.
I think this is why you couldn't be a gangster.
you just end up owning a sushi bar.
And you what?
Everyone is
No one is going to ever go to your sushi bar.
I'm so
It's like-
offended.
it's
I'm going
like
to
the
go write
Aussie
your
guy.
review right now.
The Aussie guy who manages a wok in a box. You just walk in there and you're like, not sure it's authentic.
As long as it tastes good, who cares?
Yeah, that's it. Actually, I had some today from a guy. First, I walked into a wok in a box, right? And the guy like popped because no one was in there behind the counter. The bloke that popped out, I think he was new because he just seemed like he was trying to figure out how to do the cash register thing. And he was an Asian guy. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, there we go. He's super polite, really good at his job. And then an Aussie bloke comes around with a, like, you know how everyone's got to wear the COVID marshal badge? It was literally
The COVID marshal does, yeah.
yeah, the code, like, it's a bit of a compliance thing now. He'd got Texter and scribbled it on a yellow post-it note and then put it in a name tag and then tagged it to himself.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at it going,
The budget
fuck,
cuts,
this
mate.
is just budget cuts everywhere.
Yeah.
It was
Innovation.
great. I had a giggle to myself, and I'm like, and then then the Aussie guy started cooking the meal for me. I was like, yeah, I don't know, it's not authentic.
Just put a bit more pepper on it for me, please, bro.
Not too hot though.
Some sriracha.
Actually, that comes down to something. Do you guys like hot food? Do you guys like hot food?
Well done. You self-corrected there.
Yeah.
I do like hot food.
Yeah.
I don't like it so hot that you just tears streaming down your face and you don't get the enjoyment of the flavors, but I like some heat.
No, you can get fucked.
There's a level.
Not at all.
So-
So, I like the taste, right? If it's a little bit hot, but when it comes out the other end, mate, and it goes through the guts, no.
I think that's an STD, mate, Nothing to do with sauce.
No, that's when I pee.
Like my favorite burger it's called 127 Ways to Die from a burger joint
That's
here
obscenely
in
hot.
Adelaide. And that's got chili cut up, like red chilies cut up on it. It's got chipotle. It's got
Not
jalapenos.
You know, you don't taste it, but you eat something that says
no tomato,
127
no
ways to
lettuce. It's literally just those things and a patty.
Do you bleed after you eat that? Like, I mean, out the arsehole?
No. It's just a bit of heat, bit of
Bit of heat?
You
I
watch
would
him eat
die.
it and he's literally got the sweats going.
No, see, this is the thing though. First time you have it, you're like, holy crap. And then you have it a few times, you're like, oh, you get used to
How many
it.
Like
times
in
have you
one
eaten this
sitting?
burger?
Or-
I've had it quite a lot, man.
You're just like gearing up to like, up your tolerance so you can go smash the burger that's going to fucking kill everyone.
I reckon I'd have one there every couple of months.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I've probably
Yeah,
had,
nah.
I don't know, I've probably had
So-
it 10 times.
I went through Southeast Asia, right, backpacking, and I went to one of those, like the equivalent of the food court over there, and they can speak a little bit of English. And I ordered, I can't remember what it was, like some basic dish, and I was like, just a little bit of spice. He's like, yeah. And I don't know if he was just fucking with me. He's just gone to town. He's like, fucking pussy. And he's just gone to town, or it's like their version of a little bit of spice is like, it was like someone had pepper sprayed me.
So you went to the depths of hell and back.
I did, and I was so I'd come off with like a 12-hour flight or something crazy like that, and we hadn't even checked into our hotel yet, and we just went in there to get some food, and I was like snotting and eyes running, and it was ridiculous because I just can't handle hot, spicy food.
So what you're trying to say is a brand new hotel and you destroyed the toilet.
Oh no, we were like, it was backpackers, man. It was
So the toilet was already destroyed.
yeah, El Cheapo. No, it was actually pretty good, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it was good. Good value for money over there.
Would you go back?
Fuck yeah.
Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah, so we started at the south of Cambodia and then sort of went up north and east, like across Laos and then up to Hanoi in Vietnam.
Ah,
Yeah, it was good fun.
Cool.
nice.
I still can't tell who you're talking to, me or him, because I can't see fucking
no one can
eyeballs.
see your eyes. Yeah,
I'm not looking at anyone. I've got my eyes closed.
Eye contact is important.
we should draw some. We should draw some eyes on post-it notes
Yeah,
and
no,
stick
I'm
it
just,
over his
I'm
glasses.
just too rock and roll for you fuckers.
Oh, well, that's a different spin. It's not.
I mean, we definitely went down a rabbit hole there. Somehow managed to
Yeah.
get just eating spicy food
From
out
gangsters.
of gangsters.
Yeah.
Hey, it's what we do. Enjoy the ride.
Speaking of swordfish gang, have you guys ever had like sashimi straight out off the tuna? Like gone down to the wet fish markets?
I've
and
never
just-
caught a tuna, so no.
Well, you are not allowed to have this conversation then.
Oh, sorry.
As in, have there been a recently live tuna
Yeah.
and then a slice taken off?
Caleb doesn't eat fish, so there's a no.
Yeah.
I do eat fish.
Not really.
I just don't enjoy it. I don't derive pleasure from it like you do.
A bit like dick as well,
Yeah.
Well, I don't derive pleasure from it like you do.
but you eat it.
Sporadically. It's part of a balanced diet, all right?
What's your parabellum?
Everything in moderation, Josh.
What's your parabellum?
What's my parabellum?
What is a parabellum?
Isn't it? I'm pretty sure parabellum means war and peace or something.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, I
not
thought it was the
milk
dangling
parabellum,
bit at the
yeah.
back of your throat. I was going to crack a joke about Caleb's being covered in spoof, but that doesn't matter now, does it? 'Cause
No,
it doesn't mean that.
I think you're way off there. I don't.
that thing
Are you
called?
meaning your tonsils?
Nah, the little dangly bit in the back of your throat that collects spoof.
your tonsil?
No, it's
I'm
not
not
on the
actively
side.
collecting it.
No, yours collected.
You're saying I have a cum receptacle in my throat.
Yeah, it's like a catch. You know how like you see the fishermen go out with the big nets and they like go out and it just collects all of the fish and then it comes into one like it just hangs. But there's
Like,
all the
like those spider. Did you see those things? That just going back to the weekend, like I almost walked into about 4 different orb spider webs. But did you see those other ones that were just these big sacks?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, I have no idea what they are.
I didn't want to get close to
I
one.
walked straight through all of them.
They were like tennis
I
ball
just
size.
keep going.
There was just these big pendulous sacks just hanging there, and then Josh put clothes on.
Mic drop.
But no, like these weird ass spider webs. I don't know what was in them, but
No, that was eggs.
oh
Yeah.
dear.
Orb spider. What are they called? Orb spiders. Golden orbs. That's the egg sac.
Orb spiders are, yeah.
They're fucking massive.
Actually, I'm surprised we didn't see a snake out there. It was got pretty hot Saturday, Sunday.
I saw a snake.
Did you?
You know what I'm referring to.
Yeah, because I pissed and then showed you my doodle.
So what you saw was a skink.
Nah, more like an iguana.
More of a mealworm.
Tapeworm. Come on, let's meet in the middle.
There's no anaconda, put it that way.
Jesus. All right. So Josh, what's your take on this one, mate?
All right, so mine's actually very simple. So when I started hunting or shooting as a young lad, I had a friend, and I can't remember for the life of me what his name was.
Well, we know you're full of
friend.
shit now because you don't have friends.
That's true. Anyway, he was a Russian fella, and his dad got him into shooting, and we both went to the same school for a short period of time together. Anyway, he introduced us to hunting, and we used to go out to Bow Hill in South Australia and just do a little bit of shooting. And his dad brought out a very, very, very early, and now I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but a very, very early Mod 1 or Bruno 22. And so it was like their very first line of 22s, their first action. It's basically what established Bruno. That's now CZ. But he also brought out a double barrel shotgun, 12 gauge, that was also a Bruno.
Over and under or side by side?
Side by side.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Kicking it old school.
And, man, they were probably the oldest firearms next to a 22 Hornet Sportco Martini I shot. And just like the age of them and things like that, like I know your dad has a black powder now, does he?
No.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, he didn't get that. So he's got the Henry Martini
He's got a 310 Cadet.
310 Cadet. Yeah. That thing's old.
Yeah.
And that's like back when, I think it was before he was born.
Man, when he first fired that, I was expecting like some thunderous like bang, and it was just like this pop.
A little breech loader lever. Just the thing's pretty good
block.
though.
It brought to mind, like that's a classic, just brought to mind, I guess, what is the oldest firearm or the most nostalgic firearm that you've ever used. And for me, definitely the Mod 1 sort of set me on this big cycle because my dad's father had a CZ Mod 2. That's also reasonably rare, not as rare as the Mod 1. And that was passed on to Dad, and Dad's got it now, and when Dad croaks it, yeah, he's getting it.
So
He's got two thumbs and looks like this dude.
For those playing at home, what does CZ stand for? And it's a brand of rifle. What does it stand for?
Czechoslovakia. I can't even pronounce it.
The Czechoslovakia?
Czech Republic, yeah.
Yeah. Is that where they're made?
That's where they were originally made. So the Mod 1s and Mod 2s were made in the Czech Republic, and then a company in, I don't know who actually, but a company in the States bought them out, and now they're made, I'm presuming, either in Spain or in the States. I don't think they're made in the Czech Republic anymore.
All of us sort of grew up shooting CZs.
We did.
Pretty much, thanks to Josh, really.
Yeah.
They're a good gun.
So it set me off like this classic sort of pathway of buying CZs. And I have never looked at actually buying a different rimfire before up until recently wanting to buy the Browning BLR in 22.
Just get a BSA, mate.
That's pretty old. That's getting there.
It's old as hell.
That is. What yours is a BSA,
It is.
That's right. You've got
22.
Yeah, the thing where when you rack the bolt, if you rack it too hard, the bolt comes out and smacks you in the face.
It's been used so much that the catch on it has been worn down enough to you lose the bolt if you pull it back too hard. But that's why you got to have a magic touch, baby.
I'm too rough with it, man. Like literally, I just like pull it out, and every time it just smacks me in the face because I rip it out of the housing. I'm like, good God, it's a great, fun little rifle. Actually,
Yeah.
It reminded me of the 22 Hornet that that I used to have growing up. Actually, old Chrissy, it used to be Chris Heenan's 22 Hornet, his dad's 22 Hornet. That was a little Sportco Martini, single shot. It had no sights on it. And my mum, we spoke about this at Black Rock this weekend. My mum could shoot cans with it at 50 metres with no sights all day long. Yeah, she'd just come out and she'd be like,
I can't imagine your mum being like a gun-toting.
I can't.
Like, she's just so...
Mate, you should see her hold. She looks, how do I put this? Like a pretzel holding her off. But it works, man. It works. Like,
Oh, yeah, because she was telling us about her eye. She has
yeah,
to sort
she
of,
like,
She's got like a blind spot.
she's right-handed, but she's left eye dominant.
Yeah.
But she also has a
cataract or something.
a blind spot in her eye.
Yeah.
That's a lot to navigate.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just adapt and overcome, motherfucker.
Very good.
Maybe she just gets lucky shooting.
She closes her eyes and just pulls the trigger and it just magic happens.
You know those shots that you pull and you're like, yeah, I'm going to stop there because I'm never replicating
It's always
this again.
the first one, though. Always the first one.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that there's something to do with like the level of concentration that you have when you're running your first shot. You just can't mimic that same level of concentration.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, because the first shot, I think you're more relaxed, and then when it barks, you sort of know what you're in for, and you tighten up a little bit. And you're like, But getting back on the topic, what is the oldest firearm that you've used? It would be your dad's 310 Cadet.
Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't used that. It's probably Ryan's BSA.
BSA.
How old is the 3030 lever action that was in your family?
No,
is it
that's
still in your family?
Yeah, it's still in my family. That's a
Is that the
reproduction.
John Wayne special?
Yeah, that's a reproduction.
Oh, that thing was
Oh,
good
so
fun.
that's not even that old.
No, I'd say that was made in the 80s,
Did they have gold
Okay.
trim?
90s. Hey?
They have gold trim on it?
No. So there was two, and we were going to buy a. I can't remember what it is now. Good God, it was like a. No, I can't even remember the caliber now, but it had like the big loop on it, and then the 3030 was there as well, and we ended up. Oh, it was actually my brother-in-law ended up buying the 3030.
So for those playing at home, the lever action is like a cowboy gun. It's like the John Wayne special was a line produced specifically to commemorate John Wayne's contribution to the cowboy movies, and they had like ornate is that the right word? Like what's the word for it? The pictures that they had inscribed into it, and it was very pretty.
Like engraving.
Engraving, that's
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for. Engraved in it. So when you think like lever action, you think like Western, because every Western movie it's a lever action, man. I don't think I've ever seen a Western movie that doesn't have it's either lever actions or revolvers. It's like the West.
Yeah.
So it's like I suppose that's the era of it. But
100%.
good fun. If you're in the market and looking for a rifle to have a bit of fun with, go for a lever action. I'd recommend strongly.
Oh yeah, if you want to like sort of have a bit of, like have a lot of fun and have a lot, I guess, of easily repeatable shots. The lever action's pretty good.
Yeah.
Just coming back, I was watching Porn Stars the other day.
We're definitely coming back now.
Not Porn Stars,
Were you?
like the Porn
Like
Stars.
PAWN or PORN?
Which one specifically?
Was there a hub involved?
What was her name?
Anyway, this guy brought in, it was unfortunately a replica, but he brought in a replica of a Colt Patterson revolver. And that I like watching the Porn Stars, and I like when they bring in the old
Are they a
guns.
double action revolver?
I believe they are a single action revolver. And this was I think like the Colt Patterson was like the one that revolutionised cartridges, essentially, like a repeatable, a repeating firearm. Before that, it was all muzzle loading.
And they used to get the old. They'd go through the ball through the front, and then the projectile through the front of the revolver, and then they'd have to put the cartridge, which was like a paper wrapped black powder, through the rear, and then they'd have to compress it and then click it over and do the next barrel.
And they had a primer cap. that they'd put over. Yeah.
And
That's what it looked like, something like that, of that nature. But like, imagine if you got to fire one. Like, one, would you do it? Because
Shit, yeah.
you got to think about, like, to me, I haven't fired a muzzle loader, right? And okay, I'd understand we have primer caps and things now. Okay, so we'll drop it back a little bit, like earlier, and we'll go to a flintlock. I've never fired one, and I've seen and fired a wick lock, and that was bad enough. When that, like,
are you supposed to close your eyes when you pull the trigger on that thing?
yeah, and I didn't, and you definitely, and I didn't wear safety glasses either. And you definitely get like a bit of burnt eyelids and things. But the wick lock that I fired, so it's like this little hammer that holds essentially a wick, just a
bit of material, like waxed burning rope.
Yeah, and you light that, and that just smoulders away. And then you obviously put your powder down the barrel, put your ball, compress it, and then on the striking plate you put a little bit of powder there as well, and then you hold it, and it's essentially like a flintlock but without a flint.
But you got a primer pan, don't you? So you got a pan that the hammer with the burning wick pulls down into, and then that pan flares out, and that's the primary charge. Like it's a primer that lights the primary charge.
Was powder that lights,
yeah. So that's the whole pan flash thing.
Yeah. Actually, that's the oldest gun I've fired. Well, I don't know if it was a repro or what, but that would be the oldest sort of.
Can you imagine going into battle with something like that?
Oh, hell no.
Stuff that.
No, hell no.
You'd be better off just going with a swordfish.
I was about to say that. Yeah. I'd rather throw a swordfish at him.
So you laugh at me, but
You're onto something.
the swordfish gang,
the swordfish gang is becoming a thing.
we're fast and efficient.
Yeah, that's right.
Caleb with the dad joke.
Fuck off.
Intended.
By the way, just back on the CZ, and what it stands for, the best approximation in my Australian
Approximation
vernacular for how it's actually what it stands for is Česká Zbrojovka. And that's probably an absolute butchering of it, but yeah.
I thought it was just Czech Republic. Yeah, well.
Oh, learning things.
I'm learning.
How does CZ stand for Czech
know.
Republic?
I don't know.
Czech Republic's.
That's just where it came.
It's
That's
gangster.
where they get made. But no, it actually stands for Česká Zbrojovka.
Oh.
Česká Republika.
So in other words.
Anyone who knows better, please contact us and let us know how to say
How do we
it.
say this?
Yeah, CZ, if you're listening, let us know.
I'm literally on a CZ forum right now, and everyone's just like, I don't know, just call it a CZ.
yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. That
We are.
So in other words, it was an old dude that had a crush on a chick that was like, I'll win her over by making her a gun.
Works every time. Then she rocks up and you got a swordfish in your undercoat, and she's like, "Oh, you're a gang member."
Might not even be an 1800s gang. This might be a future gang.
I feel like we'd have lasers
When
or
the
something.
when the
Not
lasers fail,
swordfish.
Swordfish with lasers on their heads.
when there is no more power sources left in the world, and we have to go back to swords.
Well, I'm hoping to be dead by then.
You got. Does that mean there's like a flounder gang where they're just like the guys that you never know? They're like just super top secret, but they're all about espionage and shit. Because and then all you see is a flounder fish. You're like, fuck.
And our work,
The flounder gang just cover a wider area.
our brains work in totally different ways. All I'm picturing is Anchorman and Brick killing someone with a trident.
Yeah, you need
Brick, I
you should
think
probably
you
lay
killed a
low
guy.
for a few days. Lay low for a while.
Yeah, I killed a guy.
Where did you get a grenade?
Sex Panther.
60% of the time works 100% of the time.
Smells like Bigfoot's dick.
Oh, it's going to be the greatest movie ever made.
Oh, fucking A.
Oh, it's a classic.
Yeah, that and Step Brothers. Can't get past that.
Yeah.
I think Step Brothers is my favourite of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Absolutely.
I'm going to point something out here. I actually put my nutsack on your drum kit and took a photo of it
I haven't seen the photo.
when
proof.
we lived together. Yeah, it's on my old phone.
Yeah. I teabagged your drum set.
Why would you do that?
For shits and giggles.
Yeah, but I've never seen the
I
photo.
don't know, but all I know is by the transfer of property, you've touched my balls. Algebra's awesome.
Okay, cool.
Oh, man. Oh,
for
Caleb,
sharing.
what have you got, mate?
Hey, so I went full Ryan spec and did some Googling. And I can't actually find
It's called research.
research. Right. We're in 2021. Most people call research Googling.
I only use Encyclopedia Britannica.
So yeah, I've gone full Ryan spec, done some Googling. I can't actually find the origins of this particular article. It's been bastardized by a few different sources, but the best I can tell, it originally came from National Geographic.
Holding that.
And it's actually in reference to That's a Classic. We're talking about some ancient hunting techniques that are still in use.
Oh.
Some classic hunting techniques, if you will. So I might actually, I've got 10 here. We'll run through them quickly. But what I might do is throw it out to you if you actually know what they are. So the first one is kleptoparasitism or kleptoparasitism.
Sounds like some sort of sex act.
Well, parasitism means that it's something that latches onto something else.
What about klepto?
Klepto is...
Jesus, I'm impressed, Ryan.
Stumped from that one.
If you're a kleptomaniac, what do you do?
I know this one, but I can't remember it.
You steal shit. So kleptoparasitism is stealing meat from lions. So you rely on the lion to do all the work in hunting the animal, and it's still a practice that happens in Africa, actually, where herdsmen will literally run at lions who have just killed a zebra or a gazelle, whatever, with big flaming sticks and scare them off and steal their meat.
That's quite smart.
That is very... I mean, you'd have to follow a lion around for a while to...
And not to mention, you'd have to hope that the lion's not a man-eater.
True, but actually they're saying now that lions have become a lot more wary of humans, so it's actually making it easier for the herdsmen.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I can get that.
there you go, kleptoparasitism.
I mean, I'm a pretty scary looking guy. A lion would be shit scared of me.
Next one, trout. Next one is trout tickling.
Okay, no. It sounds like something you would
Straight
Google
away-
on Pornhub.
Straight away, I'll go to my neighbours, their kids feed trout and then they tickle their bellies. That's where I'm going with this in my mind.
You're on the right track, actually. So basically, it's a way of catching a fish with no equipment whatsoever. You basically lay down by a trout hole and stick your hand in, wait till you can feel a trout. You tickle it on the belly and it just relaxes the fish to a point where it'll let you work your way up to its head. Then you just grab it and yank it out of the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Is it like cat? What's it called? Catfishing when you go what, catfishing?
That's
No.
where you
Noodling.
pretend to be someone else.
Noodling.
Noodling. That's the word.
Yeah, noodling.
Yeah. Do you do that with catfish as well, or you just like grab that motherfucker and
grab
yank him
him
out
in
the
the
mud?
mouth.
I think it actually strikes you in noodling. I think
Yeah.
the catfish actually strikes your hand and that's when you grab.
Jokes on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So yeah, trout tickling. It's been around for centuries, and it used to be used by Europe's poor people, basically,
Hey, Caleb,
who could not afford anything.
how many trouts have you tickled?
None. Although, actually, I do remember visiting a trout farm when I was about 7. Now that you mention it, and they literally have a little tank filled with fingerlings, and you can literally reach in
Finger them.
So you fingered a fingerling.
I didn't catch any, but
Tickled it.
it's just a thing they had for kids to reach into this tank and try and catch a fish with your hand.
I mean, I
So-
did that as a grown adult in the river, so
I tickled
I
them.
can see the appeal.
All right, next one, golden eagle hunting.
I'm presuming that's exactly like falconry.
Basically, so that's some of the Kazakh minority in Mongolia still use eagles, basic to hunt, which it's been around forever.
That
and
would
they
just
still
be
do it.
majestic.
Yeah,
Like
those are
that
like-
eagle that we saw. Imagine
Yeah.
having that on your shoulder. One, it's like the size of me.
Oh, the wedgie.
Yeah, so imagine being like,
massive.
go get him, boy. Go.
Yeah. But I'd picture you just having like long flowing golden locks and wearing like a lycra. And then be like, it's like Blades of Glory, like those guys.
Chaz Michaels is figure skating.
But you'd have a fucking massive wedgie that only weighs 3.5 kilos, but is the size of you on your arm.
Like,
go get him, Sharon.
Sharon.
So yeah, basically these guys in Mongolia, they grab basically a 4-year-old bird, they train it. They've developed their own hunting skills, and they just domesticate it, train it. The birds live for about 30 years, and they only use them for 10, and then they release them, and the birds die as a wild bird.
Yeah.
So it's kind of good, but they reckon there's only about 50 people left practicing this. As
that would be on the. I think we might have spoken about this last week. No, the week prior, before Rich came on, about like the alternative hunts that we would go on. That would definitely be up there, man. That would be something I'd go. Yeah, definitely go there in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
What did you do? I just went hunting with a fucking eagle.
Yeah.
What have you done? Fucking tickled trout.
Mongolia is pretty beautiful as well, man. Like that'd be Look, there's other hunts I'd do before it, but if I had the opportunity, I would.
No, I mean, I'd like that's I think that's gone skyrocketed to the top of my list, man. That's like
Really?
subarctic, subarctic environment.
Gonna go hunt a fucking polar bear
it'd be an
Yeah, man.
experience.
with my swordfish.
Nah, I just take a pig sticker. I'll be right.
All right, next
Can
one.
you film it with a GoPro,
Yeah, man.
please?
Aboriginal fire hunting.
Yeah, they used to pretty
Backburn.
much just backburn
Yeah.
areas. Yeah.
Essentially, that one's pretty basic. So they use it mostly to hunt lizards. So they'll either use it to clear areas and just flush things out, or they'd actually specifically do it over a burrow where a goanna lives. Or something
And that's
like that.
that's like for our international listeners. That's the native Australian people would set like backburn is to set fire, a controlled fire to scrubland, and
Which
then,
I don't really think is a thing in Australia, controlled bushfire.
I think it's a gamble.
Yeah.
I think it's, the wind's going in the right direction now. Light it, hurry up, light it. Fucking hope the wind doesn't change.
I mean, they were nomadic people, essentially.
But it does mention that indirectly it had a benefit of clearing land,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
which could
Australia
have
requires.
bushfire
Yeah.
started by lightning, so it actually had a benefit.
Well, native Aboriginal people or native Australian people have a history of backburning and essentially fire treating, for lack of a better word, a lot of the countryside.
Yeah.
They were doing it for
Yeah.
centuries.
At that, and that's also how they preserve their meat. They used to burn their meat charcoal, and then the charcoal would seal the meat, and then they'd just pull off the charcoal, get to the meat underneath. So it lasts a few days at least.
All right,
That's quite smart.
next one, rat hunting with dogs. I don't think this is going to take rocket science for you to work this out. But,
Rat hunting with dogs.
What?
Is that what you said?
What? Rat hunting with dogs, which is literally hunting for rats with dogs, which has its origins in 19th century London, using terriers and ferrets.
So is that because cats weren't available?
I think just because they could train them. So
Yeah,
it
cats
was
are
actually
bastards.
in London to help curb the city's infestation of rats.
How do you get a dog to behave like a cat?
Well, it says here the ferrets chased the rats out of their holes and the dogs dealt the death blow.
Yeah, they did.
Many canine breeds that we now consider lapdogs were specifically designed or developed to hunt vermin. So we're talking like Jack Russells or
Chihuahuas.
Fox Terriers, those sorts of.
Chihuahuas.
But in recent times, New York has turned to these traditional methods for their rat population.
Really?
Because they can't buy rat poison.
I think if we ever got to go into the sewers in New York, you would be fucking scared. Like the amount of rats.
Yeah, the
I
ghosts.
just don't think I would go to England.
Did you see that video of the bird, the
We're talking
rat
about New York.
taking on the bird and
You said
eating it?
England. Hey?
You see that video of the rat eating the whole bird? Like,
What?
No.
No. There's a rat that eats. There's a bird eating rat. That's
yeah,
Backwards?
my mind is blown.
they're big rats, Mo. Big rats.
That's really backwards.
Yeah, They need to get a really big cat in there.
They do.
Do you know what we should do?
Giant
Someone
pussy.
should start catching the wild cats out in the scrub because they're fucking huge, and then taking them over to New York and releasing them in the sewers. Problem solved.
I feel like this is a plot for a superhero movie.
Absolutely. The Swordfish Gang are definitely going to have a cameo role.
Either that or some pretty mad diseases.
Yeah.
All right, what's persistence hunting?
Well, persistence means to pursue something continuously. So it would be, I would say, something of a longer period of time.
So basically, it's as humans. Go on.
Oh,
What have you got?
would it be they're just tracking an injured animal and waiting for it to no?
No, it's not.
No. Oh.
Basically, it's our endurance and stamina as humans to basically chase after something until it's just buggered.
Oh, they do that. They do that in Africa.
Yep, 100%. So
Yeah.
Kalahari Bushmen of Botswana and the Raramuri people of northern Mexico.
Literally run down deer. I don't know if it's deer, but there's like a species that's similar to deer that starts with the G. Can't remember how to pronounce it.
Don't know.
I watched it. I've seen a couple of documentaries on this. These guys would run for a whole day, literally just through the plains, chasing these animals until the animal tires before they do, and then they just grab it.
100%. Yep. So it's been around for ages, and there are still people out there that do that.
I feel like there's way more efficient ways of hunting.
Oh, it's not efficient. No way. But
Good God.
Fuck! Imagine how fit those dudes would be. You just grab one of those dudes, put them in the Olympics, done, job done.
Usain Bolt, eat your heart out.
all right, next one: knife hunting wild boar.
Well, that's quite common though, isn't it?
Well, it is. This is specifically about Hawaii, and because it's quite a small island with a fair human population, it's not really a good thing to be using guns. So that's why knife hunting is still quite popular for pigs over there.
It's popular in New Zealand. It's actually really popular in the eastern states of Australia.
It is. So yeah, basically stalk the hogs with dogs, chase them down, and then you got to pounce in there for the fatal stab with the knife.
Yeah. So they use a finder, a holder, and a chaser. And yeah. And then you go in and you try and stab it in the heart while the holder's got the
And
front of the
that's where the name of the pig sticker came in.
Correct. It's pretty primal.
I've done it
I'd actually
before.
like to give it a go.
I've done it. It's different. Look, most of the time, like all hound hunting, most of your time and effort is spent in the dogs, in training the dogs, in dealing with the dogs. Now, I've been out actually a couple of times. The first time I went out, we were quite successful. But the second time I went out, it was at an almond farm, and the edge of the almond farm there was mallee, and this dog jumped off the tray. So it was a finder and a she just used one dog actually. It was a girl, and this dog jumped off the tray, ran straight past a mob of pigs, straight into the mallee, and didn't come out for like 3 hours. Meanwhile, I'm just looking at this mob of pigs like 20 feet from the car. I'm like, I wish I had a rifle. Or just could run and out-tire the pig.
Just run it down.
All right, next one, octopus pots.
It's got to be a pot of something that like a yabby net equivalent.
Well, basically, octopi, they're pretty smart, but if you lower a pot to the seabed, they will literally climb in there thinking they've found a new home with no bait or anything.
No shit.
Yep. And then you literally just pull them out. So the only thing that's really changed over time is
What if you lowered a kettle?
Hey, if the octopus fits in there, they used to be made of terracotta, and now most of them are plastic.
Fucking hell.
Because the ocean needs more plastic in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not being left there. They pull them up with. They're not.
100% one or two get left
Oh,
out.
the occasional
Hey, but then
one
the
would go
octopus
missing.
just scored a new home and it would never, ever, ever decay.
All right, what are gum lime sticks? What do you catch with them?
Wow, that's a new one. Gum line sticks.
Gum line. Yabbies.
Nope.
I would have
Craze.
to say it'd be a gum line stick would be probably, is it like a
Fish?
tree sap or tree gum or something along the lines of that they'd put on the end of a stick to attract fish?
It's used,
Some sort of fishing?
No. It's nothing. It's to catch birds, actually. So poachers in Cyprus use them to catch songbirds. And basically you get a stick, you cover it in this really sticky gum, which comes from Syrian plums. And the birds, like you basically mount this stick above something the birds are interested in, and they land on this sticky gum and get stuck. And then you just go grab them.
So it's like a fly trap with
Yeah,
honey,
basically
but
for birds,
That's
That's awesome.
Simple but effective.
yeah.
There you go. All right, last one. Flounder tramping.
It's got to be like stomping on flounder fish or
Spear
something.
and flounder.
Yeah, a bit of both. So it's a pretty flat fish, and it's quite often found in shallows and estuaries, and specifically in Scotland, they've actually got a fair tradition of this. And you literally just walk around the water and stand on them.
Yeah, it's flounder stomping.
Yeah, stamping them,
Yeah.
tramping them. The other way you can do it is shuffle your feet along and then stab them with a stick. But it's been around forever and they still do it.
Yeah, right. I know in the
There's
States
even-
they spear flounder.
There's even a world flounder tramping competition.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, they do nighttime flounder spearing where they got the floodlights that come through. And then you can see them in the bottom, and then like it's like a trident that they use to stab it.
Yeah. Or a
front of the
little
boat.
mini trident. It's like a
Yeah.
3-pronged spear. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
there you
actually
go.
looks like a lot of fun. I reckon I'd do it.
Oh,
Just like bow fishing.
I've never had flounder.
No, neither.
I mean, it'd be fun, but it's just something about stamping on things with bare feet in the water where you can't see them.
I mean, we sort of have the mentality in Australia where don't stamp your feet because there's sharp things that will kill you if they go into your foot.
They're called stonefish.
Stonefish, blue ringed octopus.
Also, I've been raking for crabs a few times, and I reckon I caught more crabs by standing on them accidentally than they bite your
Yeah.
foot and then you
Yeah.
just
You go,
grab them
"Motherfucker."
than I did with anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, well, that's me.
I miss crabbing.
Some classic hunting techniques that are still in use. Josh, this week's ND.
Oh, ND.
Yeah. What do we got this week for?
Oh, this week's ND. So we are just going to give some feedback from the listeners from our Instagram post.
Oh, we put up a post for the
did.
epic fails.
Epic fails.
We got a fair bit of feedback from that.
We did.
Thank you very much to everyone that hit us back on the old Instas. If you are a first-time listener and haven't added us yet, we are Send It Mate Podcast
Cindy.
on the old Instagrams, and we do appreciate any feedback that anyone gives us.
Definitely.
All right,
Anyway.
let's read a few out, Josh. What do we got?
So the first one we have from Barney HB.
Bonnie, shout out.
We're cruising around the bush in my wife's car with a rifle loaded and shot through the roof and the roof rack.
Through the roof and the roof rack.
Yeah.
That's a solid effort. That's got to be a centerfire. That he's just-
I want to know what car it was.
And I
wanna
want to
know
know if his wife knew that they were using her car.
Was his wife in the car?
Yeah. Well,
Far
Barney,
out.
if you're listening to this, can you get back to us?
Yeah, mate. what profanities were coming out of your wife's mouth once you found out?
Yeah, man. Oh,
And how do you what do you do? You roll up to the auto body shop and they're like, "What happened here?" You're like, "Nothing."
nothing at all.
Yeah,
It was non-gang related.
it was. Looks like you've had a swordfish go through here.
Oh, my God.
It's going to take off, bro.
It is. It's a
no,
thing
it's
now.
not.
We're getting t-shirts made.
Swordfish gang.
Swordfish game.
Represent.
All right, the next one we have is RJ Wild 26. Only hate when you see the perfect stag and you don't have a gun.
Oh,
And I'm sure we've all been
We've
in
all
this
been
in this position. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. Many times. Like, how
one of
often do you
those-
leave a hunting property and then see what you were there to shoot on the road?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like our last trip to Vic.
Yeah.
yeah. that was fucked.
Actually,
is
you know what
that
stood
was.
out on that trip? That
What?
cow giving birth. And we just pulled over on the side of the road and watched this cow give birth.
Yeah, that was.
We thought it was like dead. And then
Yeah,
it just
we did. And then it started flailing.
Just
Yeah.
pausing to reload. I don't know.
Catches breath.
Between
All right,
contractions.
Her breath.
next one. Yeah, her breath. So it's 2021.
2021, man, you can do
Yeah.
anything.
Guys can have kids. Gosh, Caleb.
Do cows breastfeed or they chest feed? Are they still called udders? I don't know. Are udders gender neutral?
I think what you're doing is putting the cow in the box, man.
A very, very large box. Anyway, next one we have is Braden Gallus. Went out last night and forgot my ammo. Yep, I left it on the table.
Oh,
Yeah, that would suck.
that's along the lines of the classic taking everything out except for the key to the ammo box.
Yeah. Or taking out your bolts and putting them in another locked container or leaving them at home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would just, especially for us when we do like hours and hours driving.
Yeah. Do you know, I have driven an hour and a half to go surf fishing for shark and haven't taken the rods.
Can we do that? Wah, wah, wah.
Hang on. I'll do it probably this time.
Do it.
I'm going to label these fuckers.
Yeah.
There we go.
An epic fail. I was like, I got geared up. I was down there in this, like everything was set up. I even had like got PVC on the stake, so you whack it in the ground, so it's got a higher reach. And then I have my waders on and everything. And I'm like, fuck, something's
Hang on,
missing.
how did you prep all this and didn't
I have
realise
no
it?
idea.
Wouldn't you get your rod out first and be like, oh, I'm going
Yeah, I left it on the ground by the car. I didn't put it on the top of the ute.
Okay.
Ah.
Anyway, what's the next one?
Fair enough.
All right, so the next one we have is Luke Martin, 3006. Shot a hole in the floor of Dad's work ute. I'm seeing a very, very common theme here.
There's, muzzle awareness, muzzle awareness, muzzle awareness.
Or loaded guns. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, people. Safe practices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one we have is Luxable IB gearbox
LB.
mount.
Luxable
sorry.
LB.
Gearbox mount fail on the ute and dropped the back of the box. That would hurt. That would hurt, especially if we're out in the middle of nowhere. That would hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Fucked.
Yeah, real bad. Anyway, the next one is from a dear friend of ours, Pro Hunter 27, and he said Shannon Couch.
Epic fail.
He's just a fail reel.
The next one is Calves for Days 87.
Who's that?
Who's that guy?
I don't know who that
Who the
is.
fuck is
The
that?
man with
clown?
large calves
That
and
look
wears
like
a camo
ball
hat.
sacks. And he said Josh peacocking shirtless constantly. Oh dear. The next one is from Tegan Hunting Adventures. Forgot my boots at home in Victoria when I was in South Australia, and she hunted in vans. That's dedication. That's
awesome.
absolute dedication. That is. Jeez.
That is. I reckon that's my pick. I
reckon-
hunting in vans. is
Rockstar.
sick.
I reckon I actually like stress about that, and because I've got this theory about when we're traveling, go comfort. So I wear thongs, and then I always think, did I bring my boots? Am I going to have to hunt in thongs?
Is that why you had two pairs of boots in
Yeah, he
your
brings
ute?
two pairs of boots. Yeah. Like he's going to blow one out like he needs a spare tyre.
Yeah, bloody oath. Bloody oath. You always got to be prepared. All right, the next one is from Hunting Vic. Mouldy camelback straw, got the shits 2 days in, fell into said shit when the toilet chair broke. Bruh, I'm going to give that one to you, man. That is... that is painful, man. I would just sit it and be like, fuck my life.
You would have been out in the middle of butt fuck nowhere, probably with no shower, no water.
Oh dear, that sucks.
That is the worst. Although I've had that. Like, so I went out and bought a brand new tube for the old camel pack because I think you need to, for those playing at home, if you have a camel pack, make sure you unscrew the lid on it when you store it, because otherwise the moisture that's inside of it will sit if you don't take it out and use it quite regularly. And that's exactly what happened to me. luckily I had a clear tube because you get the ones without a clear tube, and you could see the mold all the way through it. And you're like, fuck, it tastes a bit fucking rank.
I used one Camelback in my whole entire army career, and not once did I clean it.
You also
never got
have
the shits.
chlamydia. So
It actually explains a lot.
Oh, God.
Been slowly killing brain cells.
All right, next one is from Bearded Bowman 87. Got lost packing a deer in the dark, ran out of water, took me 5 hours to find my way back. Ouch.
that would suck.
Ouch.
Should we please hit the button?
Yeah. I got to admit, I don't use a GPS, and I could see that happening. So probably start using a GPS.
I use a
but
GPS.
I use my
lost.
wits. I use my wits, mate. I'm waiting for that to happen one day.
Why
Just
was he packing the
completely-
deer in the dark though?
We obviously shot it on low light, and then last light, and then skinned it out or dressed it, packed it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
You
When you
almost
think
bet-
about it,
That's the worst. They've been dehydrated and carrying load and trying to trek out of somewhere. That's the worst.
yeah.
I've got a lot of questions out of that one. Like, obviously, you had a situation where you had to get back. Otherwise, why wouldn't you just?
He's got no
Why
water.
wouldn't you
Should've
just
just
camp
drank the
there
deer
for the
blood.
night and do it in the morning? I don't know.
Well, he's got no water, so obviously his truck's got water in it.
Yeah, it's just string that bad boy up.
I mean, if that was in where we went on the weekend, there ain't no water around.
Yeah.
God, your truck's the only resup point. Like,
That's true.
literally. You know, so
I mean,
it could happen.
I took water with me when I went for a walk, but anyway.
Yeah, I didn't.
Caleb's the one who plans everything.
Yeah, he's like camp mum.
Camp mum.
Fuck
Any-
off.
Anyway, the last one is from Dan the Huntsman. As a young man hunting with my father, we found ourselves stuck inside of a deer cage. Now, I have questions about that. I want to know, Dan, can you please let us know how the hell did that happen? That is gold. That is absolutely gold.
Did the old man just have enough of you and be like, no,
Get it here.
in you
Son,
go.
get in the damn cage.
Yeah, and just for equality.
That's probably going to be the better one. What age is it? A full grown man that's stuck? Did he say when he was a kid?
He said, as a young man
As a
hunting
young
with my
man.
father, we found ourselves stuck
I mean, I'd
inside
say
a deer
that,
cage.
that falls to like the category of 14 to 18. Imagine.
There's many ways you can interpret this. Like, were
Yeah.
him and his father stuck in the deer cage?
Well, that's what it sounds like, doesn't it? That's a tight squeeze.
Mm.
I suppose it depends on the size of the cage.
Yeah.
And how did they get out?
We need some more.
I'd like to know
Backstory.
about that.
It's a
actually.
trap.
Dan,
I'd like to.
Get
Danny,
back in
let us
contact
know.
with us. Let us know.
A bit more context and information would be good because it's intriguing.
It is. But having said that, we all know fails can happen pretty easily. Like Caleb, once again this trip, got an electric shock.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot that second fence was electric.
Yeah.
And-
And we do the wah.
Oh, for me.
Yeah.
You know what? I did exactly the same thing.
This
Well, you-
weekend.
Like literally the evening after you were telling us in that morning when we were sitting around, I went out, grabbed the shotgun, went for a walk, same fence, because it's like slack on the top. So you grab it, you're like, oh, that'll be easy to hook over. You grab it and then push down, and then you're like,
No, it's the second one that's fucking electrified.
yeah.
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 And they're such old shitty fences and they're not. Yeah, you'd never expect it.
No.
And
it's
then
like- and
until you straddled it and you copped 4 jolts.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't that bad. I got it through the hand because I grabbed it, pushed it down just as the pulse was going through, and they were like, and then I was walking for about 5 minutes, and my hand was numb.
It'll wake you up.
But
in
you
the
got to realize, like things like this can happen very easily.
Yeah.
Like, very, very easy, especially when you're out hunting. And the more you hunt, the more likely you are to I guess, have a bit of a fail.
It's the percentage.
Like
of-
Caleb and I getting stuck last year in what literally looked like a small trickle of water and turned out to be the world's biggest bog hole.
Actually, there was another quick one from the weekend. Hill starts.
Very true.
Like my life flashed before my eyes. we've we had a heap of carcasses on the back of the ute, and there was a dry creek bed that the farmer had asked us to dump the carcasses into. So we reversed back to the edge. The young lad, Haydan, was driving. Reversed back to the edge, dumped the carcasses off, and then Couchy's made the joke, "Oh, how's your hill starts?" Because we're on an incline, and then behind us there's a cliff. And oh yeah, no, she'll be right. And then we rolled back a meter.
Oh,
You weren't there.
I wasn't there. No, I was
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We rolled back, and I'm like, holy crap! Like,
Yeah.
So your assholes were doing funny things,
Yeah.
and your whole life flashed before your
Man,
eyes.
it's like we were all like, do you want someone else to do it?
Jesus. Do you know? I'm going to put my hand up here. There was also another quite substantial fail. Was when I was driving, going down through the creek bed, and then tried to get up that hill.
Couple carcasses rolled off.
Carcasses rolled off,
Yeah.
and then because we're on the hill, I've thought I was in first, but was in second, and we've gone up. I just didn't have enough guts. Didn't realise that the carcass fell off the back of the tailgate, and the whole ute with everyone in it has rolled backwards over the carcasses, which didn't have a was it a flare? What are they called? The bits on the side of the
there's no wheel guard.
Wheel guard.
Yeah, the
didn't
flare
have a wheel guard on it. So it ran over, I reckon it was the chest cavity of one of the early kills that we got, and it's exploded, and then it's showered the side of a white ute in just bright red blood.
Yeah. His wheel was pretty bad as well.
It looked like a murder scene. It was it was
looked like
hilarious.
It looked like a hit and run.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. We got out like everyone.
But you hit and run and then reversed over it.
Yeah.
So a murder?
I'm a little bit baffled as to how that happened, because
It was definitely like a 1 in a million.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It was ridiculous, but
It was a good weekend. Good weekend, yeah.
It was.
Anyway, I just want to say thank you from Send It Mate to all the responses we had on the fail post on Instagram.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That was absolutely amazing.
We love hearing from you.
we do.
Hells yeah.
It's good
I
to
kind
know
of want to
that-
hear some more
It's
stories
good,
if you
it's
got
good to know that people actually get a little bit of enjoyment out of listening to us fucking get hammered and talk shit.
That's how we roll.
Yeah.
That is
And-
exactly it.
Next week, we're going to roll with That's Controversial as a topic.
Ooh.
Ooh.
This is. I think this is going to stimulate a fair bit of controversial conversation around some topics
Do
that
we
we may not
stay
agree on.
with the hunting theme, or do we bridge it to
Well, we do. We do.
It's our podcast. We can talk about what we want.
say Joe Biden?
Let's keep it out of politics, all right? I will say that. Let's not talk politics.
All right.
Unless it's hunting related politics, then okay.
Oh,
Let's set some framework.
We're setting rules now.
No
rules.
general politics.
no general.
Yes.
How do you know you've made it? You're setting rules. Lol jokes. There's no rules.
We're trying to be more professional and keep the profanities out.
Fuck that.
Shit. Jesus fucking Christ.
Fuck that.
Are we going to drop the C bomb as well, or?
We'll try and keep the C-bomb out of it. That's
Cunt.
controversial.
In the army, when you were called that, it was like a term of endearment.
Yeah.
And then, like, if someone said mate to you, it was like you were in the shit.
That-
it was
I think
backwards,
that's
eh?
just Australian.
It's so backwards.
I don't think it's just the army. That's like Australia. If you're like, mate. If you
I don't know.
If you say,
I don't think I could walk up to dad and be like, "How you going, cunt?"
we've had, we talk to each other like that, but we've had conversations before where it got a little bit heated, where you're like, mate.
Yeah,
Like,
when you drop a mate,
yeah. When you drop a mate, we know that you're fucking pissed.
Settle down.
Yeah. But I think I get a little bit more scared when Caleb does it, because you don't really get fired up very often, but when you do, you just.
You're conservative. You're left wing, that's for sure.
no, it's just quality over
Hey, no
quantity.
politics, man. That's the rule.
Quality over quantity. The little boy who cried wolf. If you just roll out, fuck this, fuck that, you're a cunt all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first time. That is the first.
Hey, Caleb stopped it.
That's the first time.
We get the No, I want to get the claps. Oh my god.
We really need to label these buttons.
Yeah, we do need to label the button. Well, traditionally, we only use the one, which is the intro and outro, which I'm going to hit now.
Boom. Thank you very much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. This has been another episode of Send It Mate podcast. Tune in next week, and we will catch you later.
Thanks,
guys.
dude and dudettes.
Catch ya.
Catch ya. G'day, dude and dudettes. Josh here. Do you find it hard to keep your long, hard barrels free from gun STDs? Maybe you need a clean out of your bore. If this is you, jump on over to highcaliber.com.au and use the promo code SENDITMATE to receive a 10% discount on all your gun cleaning needs. And remember, it's sexy to support Australian-made products. Everyone here at Send It Mate uses high caliber, and we can promise you that it'll keep your firearms free from those pesky gun STDs.